everybody. I'm Mary. I am the founder and teacher here at Earth and Star Spiritual Wellness Center. And last night I had a dream, and you know what that means. When I have a dream, it's time to teach. I had a dream of the blue fairy. Now the dream itself, of course, has elements relating to me, my family, personal stuff, as all dreams do, because dreams ultimately come to us to teach us about ourselves. But in this particular dream, it was so different than my normal dreams because this washing machine, there was a washing machine, and it was a portal between our realm and the fairy realms. And my mother-in-law and her mother, these lineages of women were putting these drops, these blue drops, into a bowl of white liquid. And when the drops went in, the bowl lit up with this beautiful effervescent blue light that took over the whole room and my whole vision, and everything was this beautiful blue light. And they were showing me that when they put that blue light into the water of the washing machine or into the clothes or whatever that portal was supposed to represent, that the fairies would come out and we would get to talk with them. They would be in our homes. They would interact with us. Now in the dream, the fairies that came out were rabbits. So I don't think this is specifically about fairies or fae. I think that this is about the mother archetype. And since I got to meet the mother archetype represented by blue, or the blue fairy, I felt it very important to share that with you guys in a very real, heart-connecting, down-to-earth, powerful way. This is something that, on the whole, within the collective, we've been working on for a while now, trying to heal that feminine nature, the feminine wound. We're all trying to get back to that divine feminine empowerment that's inside of us. And if you're watching this and you're male, this goes to you too, because we're all 50% masculine and 50% feminine, and they just connect in a beautiful yin-yang that creates a whole person, which is why we don't need a partner or somebody else to complete us. We are whole in ourselves. But this particular video is about your feminine nature, your divine feminine inside, but not just the feminine. It's about the mother archetype specifically. We all take on different archetypes. You can have many, many archetypes, and we've touched on this a little bit before. You could have the rebel archetype. You could have the martyr archetype. Everyone has a bit of a prostitute archetype, but the mother archetype is what we're talking about today. The blue fairy was actually kind of made famous by the Disney movie Pinocchio, where the blue fairy came in when he wished upon a star, and she granted his wish and breathed life into Pinocchio to make him a real boy. And this actually is not the first place that the blue fairy existed. The blue fairy's been around for a very, very long time. It was just made famous by Disney in that movie. But when we're looking at the blue fairy and the archetype of that, what that means, the energy, the frequency, the vibration that the blue fairy holds, we're first of all looking at a mother energy. She's a protector. She holds the energy of love, of support. She's a helper. And when we think of her, we often think of kindness. She was thought to be the kindest of fairies. She was thought to have good ideals. We look at ethics, you know, you have to be good, you have to do these particular things, and then you can be a real boy. But her particular niches of gift was that she was life-giving. She could breathe life into things. Her second niche gift was teleportation. She could move from a star to your room through portals. She could teleport places and move her energy between spaces. And her third gift was enchanting. She could bring magic into particular objects or people. And so when we look at her particular archetype, we see that her overlying big thing is magic or alchemy. When we think of the blue fairy, we think of someone who has a strong gift of magic. Now, I want to look into these archetypes a little bit deeper so you can apply them into your life where shadow work is concerned. Because the biggest imbalance between us and the blue fairy archetype, because if you're applying yourself into the blue fairy archetype, if you're saying, yes, I connect with the blue fairy, I feel like I have that archetype, and we all do, then if this ever gets out of balance, if our magic, if our alchemy gets out of balance at all, what that looks like is instead of us living in our magic, instead of us living freely in our magic and in our alchemy and what we can create, what we can turn things into, what we can bring life to, we end up in a space of being the rescuer. So this looks like where somebody needs something, they call on us because we have this blue fairy archetype inside of us, and we simply get to grant their wishes. And this is disempowering. We do not want to be anyone's rescuer. We want, when we come to the table, when our blue fairy butt flies into a room, we want people to recognize, wow, this is a mother archetype. She has such kind, loving energy. She's such a protector and a supporter. She supports other women. She supports people in their endeavors. She supports what people are dreaming of and desiring to be. And instead of showing them how they can alchemize their life and become what they're trying to be, we rescue them and we do it for them. We grant their wishes. And this always turns bad. Always, especially if this is a repeated thing. Because when we rescue somebody, they resent us in return. Usually this ends up being the case. Now, I'm not talking about if someone's stuck on the side of the road and there's an emergency and we have to actually rescue someone. We're talking day-to-day lives. If somebody really needs something, it is kind and loving to help them as much as you're able to, especially if you feel called to do it. What we're talking about is a rescuer imbalance, where people are repeatedly coming to us because of our ability for magic and alchemy to fix their lives, to save them from the consequences of their decisions that they keep making over and over and over again. And this becomes disempowering for them because we're teaching them that they don't have the power to fix their situation, that they are powerless in their situation. And if we never give them the opportunity to fix their situation on their own, they never get the experience of knowing that they can, which means they never gain confidence. So a lot of moms, or people in general with the mother archetype, if they have an imbalance in their personal magic and alchemy, they end up becoming the rescuers for other people, feeling drained all the time, feeling used, being resentful. This is where you have simply become the grantor of wishes. And we don't want to be the fairy godmother. We don't want to be simply a grantor of wishes. We have power, we have alchemy, we have magic. We intuitively and instinctively know within our bodies how to take a situation and create something, how to take objects and make it into something that works. We can take ingredients and make it into a meal. We can take sticks and stones and objects in a house and we can make it into a home, into a village, into a community, into a connection. This is something that your feminine energy does. You have alchemy. You can take anything and create something beautiful with it. And this is to be embraced. Now, this dream in particular with the blue fairy energy got me to thinking about mother archetypes across the board. There are many that I'm not going to mention today. Bridget is one of them. There's one in every culture essentially, but there's three that I'm going to mention today. One is the blue fairy, which we've talked about. Two is Isis, and three is the Mother Mary. And you might notice, if you really start to look at the mother archetypes across different cultures, you might start to notice all of the similarities that are there, specifically with the color blue. And we'll get to that color blue, okay? So this isn't the color pink. This isn't some green giving color. This is blue. Blue. Okay, so let's move into Isis. First off, what does the name Isis mean? It means ruler, or ruler of the throne, which is a queen. So when we think of Isis, we think of the queen energy. Now, Isis was also a mother, but when we think of her specific frequencies, we think of someone powerful. We think of a healer. She was also the mourner of the dead. So she's involved a lot when we're moving people across the veil, or in death ceremonies and in death rites for the African cultures. The mother, she was the mother of Horus. She's also thought to be the mother of kings, or the mother of pharaohs. She's a communicator. When you think of Isis, there's a lot with eloquence, with words, wordsmithing. She was a communicator, hence the color blue. That color blue represents the throat chakra. And I found that very interesting that, it, like I said, it wasn't pink because she's a girl. It wasn't green because she's a heart lover and healer. Blue. The mother archetype is blue because she is in alignment with path, with destiny, with purpose, and she speaks the truth. She speaks words. She connects with you through her communication. She doesn't rescue you. She alchemizes what you are and what you are capable of. She supports you and helps to guide you. Isis was a very powerful communicator. Isis also had the ability to breathe life. She breathed life back into Osiris, but that culture uses the word resurrection, specifically the word resurrection when we're thinking of Isis. Interesting. So her main niche gifts are magic, she's a healer, and resurrection. So she can breathe life, she can heal, and she has powerful magic. She's a very powerful person. Now we can see how things are starting to overlap here between the blue fairy and Isis already. They both can breathe life into things, create life. They both can heal. They both have magic. Now when we think of her powerful gift, it is power. Isis's specific gift is ruling. There's also this story where she got a little overly powerful and she wanted to rule Earth as well as her space, and she thought that she could trick Ra into teaching her how to do that. So there begins to be a little bit of a power imbalance with this particular archetype. So if you really connect with Isis as your mother archetype, then sometimes you might see happening within your shadows, if your personal ability to rule or your personal power gets out of balance, you might find yourself as the perpetrator, the person who's constantly pissing people off or trying to find yourself in a position of power. This could play out in friendships where we need control. It could play out in our home life, needing control. It could play out in our professional life where we're trying to find positions of power and constantly seeking to get higher and higher and higher and to be in charge of other people. And this is because our mother archetype is not in her full power of ruling. She doesn't know how to rule herself. She doesn't know how to rule her energy. And so she seeks this power through perpetrating and ruling over others. This is an important one for you guys to take a look at inside of yourselves, because when we think of ruling ourselves, this is a personal empowerment. And this one's so important. Women need to feel empowered. You need to feel empowered through the use of your voice. You need to know that when you speak, you can command when you speak. If you speak and it's not heeded or heard or listened to, it's because you're not commanding. You are not speaking in a way that people feel your personal rule. You are disconnected from your personal rule. Trust me, I have 3 boys. I understand that in general, people don't like to listen to other people. And if I say something to them and they don't listen, I don't immediately look at them as the problem. I come to me and I say, what did I do wrong in this particular instance? And chances are, what I did wrong, one was inflection. Guys, stop doing that. Guys, inflection. Boys, stop it. Okay, that did a little something different, right? Because I'm ruling. I'm not giving a suggestion. I'm not complaining about what you're doing. I'm commanding something of you. Because I know what I want. I know what should be happening in my environment, and I am ruling that. I'm commanding that. And if that still isn't listened to, there are follow-up actions to be made, because someone who rules understands that there is power and weight inside of their voice. So when they say something, their words are not empty. They follow through on what they say. So if you speak a lot of words, but have no follow through, no action to back up what you just said, then chances are eventually your words will go unheeded. But if you speak with power, if you command, and if your words are filled with meaning, they're not empty, they're not powerless, they're not just words said to give you importance, then when they're not heeded, you can take action, follow through, and the consequences for whoever didn't listen or whatever didn't happen is on everybody else. Because you commanded, you stated exactly what you expected, what would happen if it wasn't carried out, and then you carried out what needed to be carried out. You have to be able to do this with yourself too, first and mostly. I have to be able to rule myself. I have to know that I'm an empowered person, so that everything that I think, so that everything I put into my body, so that everything that I feel has weight, has importance. It's not empty, it's not nothingness. It's things that mean something. I'm putting power into my mind, I'm putting power into my emotions, I'm putting power into my space. Nobody gets to come into my space unless it has meaning, unless there's a connection, unless there's love. I get to rule my body. I get to rule what goes into my body, what my body hears, what my body sees, what my body thinks, what my body knows to be real. I am in control of that. Nobody else, because I rule my body. I do. And if I do not know that I rule my body, if I am not in control of my thoughts, if I am not in control of my emotions, if I cannot flow with what I feel and what moves through my body, if I can't control what I eat, if I can't control when I exercise, if I can't rule myself in a loving and empowered way, then I seek to control my environment and quite often become a perpetrator. Isis is a beautiful, powerful type of mother archetype to connect with. And all of these archetypes must be in balance, so we must do our shadow work. So far, with the Blue Fairy and Isis, we have our main gifts of magic or alchemy and the ability to rule or power. And remember, we want these in balance, not out of balance, or else we become the rescuer or the perpetrator. The third archetype I want to talk about today is the Mother Mary. Ah, that was my halo. I don't know if you can see my halo. Ah, my halo. This one's the most common, I think, in our society because of Catholicism and Christianity. What I hate about this within Catholicism and Christianity is that she's often used. When Mother Mary and that particular archetype in us is out of balance, we become the victim. When we think of Mother Mary, she's not worshipped the way that Jesus is or God in general is. She's seen as simply the mother, the channel, the birther, the in-between person. And quite often, that means that people aren't seeing her as someone to be respected or honored. They're seeing her as a go-between. I don't believe that a lot of non-denominationals do this, but in Catholicism and certain areas like that, people pray to Mother Mary, but not because they feel that she has some beloved power quite often, but it's because they see her as an intercessor to get to Jesus. That, well, if my prayers are going to be answered in this, and not everybody does this, but I see it a lot. If my prayers are going to be answered, if I really need something from Jesus, and I don't feel like I'm being heard or like things are happening, I'm gonna pray to Mary because she has like this in and she can be a bridge and she can go tell Jesus what I want. Once again, the wish granter and just this in-between person. She's often seen as the martyr archetype, and I don't like this. This fully embodies the wounded feminine of the collective. This thing, this teaching that we have that she wasn't that important, that she didn't have a huge role to play, that she was simply a means to an end. Mother Mary is probably my favorite healer archetype. She's my favorite mother archetype. I love Mother Mary. I love you, Mary. And my name's Mary, but that's not why I love her. When we think about her special gifts, she is a mother. She's thought to be an intercessor, not just a go-between, but intercessing is a gift. Being able to bring harmony, to bring peace, to bridge gaps. Being an intercessor is an important gift, and it's something that quite often mothers have. She's thought to embody purity because she's thought to be heaven inside of a body. She is heaven because only heaven could birth pure love, which is the frequency of the archetype of Jesus. So she's heaven in a body, which is purity. She is love, she's protection, she's reverence, she's honor. She is so much. And her specific gifts, one, we talked about intercession. This mother energy and this mother archetype intercedes on the behalf of others. She gets to see what somebody's struggle is, what their problem is, and supports them in that. Once again, that support thing is overlapping here. She gets to pray on their behalf, talk to angels on their behalf. And isn't that what mediumship and channeling is anyways? We get to intercede. Shamanism, we get to be the bridge between what's on this side of the veil and the earth realms. And as this bridge, as this medium, as this shaman, we are the Mother Mary archetype. We are interceding. We are bringing messages back from angels, from source, from spirit, from ancestors. We're bringing those messages to other people and interceding on their behalf. This is a beautiful thing to be able to do, as long as we're doing it in a way where people are honoring and revering our gift and what we're doing. We don't want that taken for granted or simply being seen as a means to an end. You guys better respect your teachers, respect your healers, respect your shamans, respect your psychics, respect your mediums, respect your mothers, respect the women, respect your sisters, respect yourself because you have women in you even if you're a man. Respect and honor comes with this archetype. 2, consultation. Mother Mary is thought to have a very special gift of consultation. We want to go to her for things. When we want guidance, she's someone that we can go to and say, yo, I think I screwed up, or hey man, I don't know where I'm going next. And she's very, very good at giving us that guidance. She can see what's inside of us, what our particular need is, and guide us on that path through magic and alchemy, helping us empower ourselves to get to that space. She's also thought to bring consolation, protection, safety, security, those sorts of things. And this is so beautiful. This is the part I like the most about this particular archetype, is that she's often seen holding a child, holding a baby. And when we are in connection with this archetype, essentially what we're doing is we're surrendering ourselves, and we're surrendering ourselves to love. We get to surrender, be the child, be the baby, and let ourselves be held. And this is what the Mother Mary archetype does. She gives us security, nurturing, rocking, loving, consolement. This is what she offers. And when we connect with that archetype inside of ourselves, this is what we have to offer others as well. And then she's also thought to have this connection to what's called the graces. And there are 5 graces, I believe. There's 5 that I'm going to be talking about today. When we talk about the graces, the first grace is saving grace. And this is the ability to influence. When somebody comes to the Mother Mary archetype, she can offer saving grace. She can influence their lives, their path, and this goes back to that consultation, to that guidance, to even to intercession, the alchemy, the magic, where she is influencing you. You're making the decisions, you're doing what you need to do, but you've come to her for saving grace, and she's influencing your path and where you're going, helping you with your ethics, with your decisions, and getting you where you need to be, helping you guiding you to where you need to be, showing you where you are on the map so you can decide where you want to end up. Her second grace is the grace of sanctification. And this is your power to purity. The grace of sanctification is where she shows you your own power to be pure, to be heaven in a physical body. We are all heaven in a physical body. We just have to treat ourselves as if we are heaven in a physical body so that we can birth love also. This is going back to so many things, but taking care of yourself, taking care of how you eat and what you put into your mind, how your mind speaks to yourself, your emotions, just letting yourself be pure, just be a high frequency, just be so in love with who you are that you become heaven, that you are in love, that you are pure with yourself. She holds the grace of strength, which is empowerment, faith in your circumstances. The Mother Mary archetype empowers. She says, no matter what circumstance I'm in, I have faith. I trust the universe. I know that this is for me, not happening to me. This is the Mother Mary archetype. No matter what goes wrong, and sometimes this could be physical things that go wrong, or injuries or diseases, or hurtful things happen and we're in mourning or we're in loss, the Mother Mary archetype gets to step in and say, I always have faith. I always trust that things are as they should be, that things are working according to plan, that the universe is conspiring on my behalf. I have faith here. This is empowerment. She also has the grace of sharing grace. Now, sharing grace is essentially our abundance. Mother Mary has the ability of abundance. She says that we know all of our needs are met. And when we know, when we have that strength grace, then we can come into our sharing grace. When we know that all of our needs are met, then we can find joy in sharing with others. We find joy in giving to others. We don't have to receive tit for tat all of the time because we have faith and we know that life is abundant, that I'm cared for, that the entire universe is looking out for me. Literally everybody in this universe loves me, supports me, and takes care of me. Therefore, I'm going to do that for everyone else too. I have joy that I want to share with you. I have love that I want to share with you. I have a light that I want to share with you. And that's a Mother Mary archetype grace. She also has the grace of serving. This is your passion, your talents, your purpose, your expression of destiny, your grace. We've spoken this before. Your destiny is not what you're meant to do. Your destiny is who you're meant to be. Your personal frequency, your personal vibration, the culmination of all of your life experiences and all of your healing, and what it makes you on a vibratory level. And then everything that you do once you're that vibratory level is an expression of your destiny. So with the Mother Mary archetype, she's saying it is your grace, it is your divine right, it is your duty to have a calling, to have a passion, to get to express your talents because they were given to you by God, by source, by spirit, by divinity, by the heaven that you are. You have a divine right and a grace of servitude. And servitude here with Mother Mary, I think, is where people get it twisted. Mother Mary is meant to serve me. She's the woman. She needs to serve me so that I may receive. No, darling. The grace of serving means that you get to be empowered in who you are and express that through purpose on the planet. And she helps you do that. She helps you see that. So her number one gift to us is purpose. So between these three divinities, between these three goddesses, between these three mother archetypes, we have the gifts of alchemy, the gift of ruling or empowerment, and the gift of purpose. And those are such beautiful gifts to have. So when we fully embrace, whether male or female, when we fully embrace all of our mother archetype energy, that means that we have shifted out of the imbalance of the control or the disempowerment or the victim mind and martyrdom, and we've really come into a space of owning our own magic, knowing that we can turn anything, alchemize anything into something beautiful, into something healing. We can communicate, we can rule ourselves, we can be empowered. I feel that I'm in my power in all situations. And purpose, I'm expressing myself through what I do. I am expressing my passions, I'm expressing my talents, I'm using my gifts, and I'm allowing the world to see these things that I'm good at, that I naturally have, or that I naturally feel drawn to. I can rule. I can rule. I am in control of myself. I am in power within myself. I have purpose. I express that purpose. And I have magic. I am magic. These are the three things that this blue fairy wants you to know that you have, that you are in connection with. I'd like us to take a little journey now, if you're interested in coming along with me. My suggestion for this journey is to go somewhere in nature if you can, even if it's just out in your backyard or in a rocking chair on your front porch. But I'd like you to be connected with the earth as much as possible, maybe with your feet in the grass, maybe with the sun shining down on you. Put me in your ears, put in your earbuds so that you're not distracted by traffic or any noise if you're in the city, and just let yourself be in earth. If you have the ability to play background music, I would suggest putting on Maria Stark. That's M-A-R-Y-A, Maria, the last name Stark, S-T-A-R-K, and really letting that kind of vibe flow through. She's very much in touch with that inner feminine goddess in general. Maybe not the mother archetype in general, but the feminine goddess on the inside in general. And she's got those good, powerful earth beats. So let's get something like that going, or if there's someone else that you prefer. So get that music going if you can, get yourself somewhere out in nature, and let's start our journey. Let's start taking some deep breaths. Closing your eyes, taking those deep breaths, really begin to feel yourself. Let all of your muscles completely relax in. Relax all the muscles in your body. Let your body sink into the earth. Feel yourself, imagine yourself just sinking into Mother Earth, into the dirt, into the grass, deep below the surface. Let yourself just be one with the earth. Surrender yourself there. Don't fear there. Let yourself just be held. When you let yourself be held is when this mother archetype can come in, can help you, can support you, can guide you, can nurture you. Feel the grass growing on your skin. Feel the water pouring and running and flowing over your face. And begin to feel the heartbeat of Pachamama. Begin to feel the slow, steady, strong, secure heartbeat of the earth. And match yours to it. As you connect to that heartbeat, feel all of your mothers, all of your female ancestors throughout all of time and space coming to you in their divine form, not necessarily who you knew them to be in life, but who they are in divinity. Your mothers, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers, all the way down the line, to the original ancestral homes, coming to you, surrounding you. Feel their presence, feel their energy, feel their power. Let yourself connect to them. Feel their passions, feel their strengths. Feel the things that their hands have held, the things that their eyes have seen, the things that their wombs have birthed. You can feel their pain, you can feel their sorrow, their grief, because as they've given life, they've also ushered death. But feel how strong they are, the power that's there, how they've made homes, how they've made children, how they've made food, how they've made love, how they've brought change to the entire planet, how the planet wouldn't have survived without them. Feel them being this strong mesh, this web of love and healing energy that flows through the earth. And let that connect deep into your heart space. Feel this web connecting to your heart space, connecting you to these female ancestors. And with every beat of the earth, with every beat of your heart, feel that love beating out across the web, touching all of them, and then going through all of them back into your heart, out and in, out and in, out and in. And then allow that web to go even deeper than just the heart space, the healing space, the love and support space. Let it move into your DNA, into your molecules, into your chromosomes. Feel that connecting in with you into your blood. Let this web of motherhood, of feminine ancestors connect to you on a blood level. Feel it flowing through your body. And feel the chanting of these feminine ancestors. They begin to chant. They begin to stomp their feet. They begin to dance. They begin to bring their full power up from their womb and push it through the web into your blood. Feel your blood begin to drum. Feel your blood begin to stomp its feet and to dance and to move. Feel it becoming empowered. Feel it activating. Feel your magic, your alchemy activating. Feel your empowerment, your ability to rule activating. Feel your purpose, your expressions, your passions activating and running and roaming through your body, screaming with love, screaming with passion, with power. Feel your alchemy, your rule, and your purpose activating. And as it activates throughout your entire body, feel yourself begin to dance. Just dance. Whether it's there in your vision, there in your blood, there in your heart, there in your hands, or whether you get up and physically start to beat your feet against the earth, knowing that you're in connection with all of these beautiful ancestors, just let yourself begin to dance. There's snake energy, there's bird energy, there's dragon energy, there's trees. I even see the bat. Stay with this as long as you want to or as long as you need to. I'll see you next time.